My grandpa, Harold, 77 years old, lives in the suburbs of Oregon. A former gym teacher, tall, tanned, he starts each day with a simple breakfast, a bowl of oatmeal with sliced banana, a glass of fresh orange juice. Healthy, he always said, and I believed it too. Until one spring morning last year, I saw him freeze in the hallway, hand gripping the wall, face twisted in pain like a sharp ache pierced through his bones. "Cramps again, Grandpa?" I asked, steadying his trembling arm. He nodded, silent. The pain hit fast and left just as quickly, but lingered as unease for hours. It was 9 a.m., not midnight, not after exercise, just after a healthy breakfast. Something felt wrong. We're taught healthy eating is good for health. But what's healthy for the young can be a hidden harm for those over 70. Grandpa Harold wasn't dehydrated, walked regularly, took magnesium daily, yet leg cramps hit him. And worse, they were getting more frequent. "It's just old age, kid," he sighed. But deep down, I knew something was off, something he and millions of seniors were misunderstanding. In this video, I'll share Grandpa's journey from nearly accepting a life with cramps to discovering foods that prevent leg cramps in senior simple foods that transformed his mornings. If you've ever thought, "I'm old, I just have to deal with it," this video will change your mind. Are you eating a breakfast like Grandpa Harold's? Are you choosing foods you think are good, but leave your legs aching? Comment below with your morning routine. Let's uncover the surprises hiding in healthy foods. "I've tried everything, kid. It's just age." Grandpa Harold said it with resignation. I hated hearing those words like he was giving up, but how could I blame him? For 2 years, he'd tried everything: magnesium supplements, coconut water, nightly stretches, warm foot soaks, yet leg cramps struck like thunder in the night. Some nights, I heard him panting from the next room. He didn't want to wake anyone, but I knew. Once his leg cramped so hard, it knocked over the bedside water pitcher. Mornings after those nights, his steps were slow, heavy, like his feet carried stones. I used to think leg cramps were just a minor part of aging. But no, they made him dread sleep. He feared his own bed, the place meant for rest. That broke my heart most. I started researching, online diving into dozens of articles from Mayo Clinic, Harvard Health, CDC. What shocked me most, not everyone cramps from low minerals, not everyone's dehydrated, and not every healthy food is good for seniors. A 2021 Harvard study revealed high sugar fruits like ripe bananas, red grapes, or concentrated orange juice can temporarily disrupt electrolytes, overstimulating nerves and triggering muscle cramps. Grandpa Harold had no idea. No doctor ever explained it clearly. I began suspecting his breakfast. Oatmeal great for the heart, but without balanced protein or fats, it spikes blood sugar. Bananas rich in potassium but overripe. They're a natural sugar bomb for seniors' blood. Orange juice packed with vitamin C but lacking key electrolytes. Maybe the foods you eat every morning are causing your cramps, I said it one quiet morning as he sat by the window reading the paper. He looked at me silent for a long moment, then a sad smile. "You serious? My doctor praised these foods." I got it. It's hard to rethink decades of habits just because your grandkid says so. But from that moment, I knew I had to prove that foods that prevent leg cramps in seniors could be completely different from what he trusted. Without change, all past efforts were just temporary. Have you ever lost faith after trying everything to stop pain? Are you taking vitamins, drinking water, exercising regularly, yet still battling leg cramps? You're not alone. Let me tell you what happened next, where assumptions were reset and the real search for answers began. My perspective shifted one night, reading a Mayo Clinic nutrition report. A small line stood out: leg cramps in seniors often come from the wrong food combinations, not just missing a specific nutrient. That's when it hit me. Grandpa's issue wasn't just lacking nutrients, he was eating the wrong foods at the wrong time in the wrong way, despite their healthy label. What are the common mistakes? Overripe bananas. Friend or hidden foe? Most American seniors swear by bananas for their potassium, a mineral that prevents muscle cramps. But what they don't know, overripe bananas with lots of brown spots are loaded with fructose. This natural sugar can spike insulin in seniors, disrupting electrolyte absorption and causing cramps in those with weaker circulation. Pure orange juice vitamins or acid. A glass of fresh orange juice seems like a vitamin C boost, but it has more sugar than a light soda. Without protein or fats, it sends blood sugar on a roller coaster, destabilizing muscle nerves, a key factor in cramps. Oatmeal without protein. Healthy start or weak start. Oatmeal's great when done right. But Grandpa Harold ate it with just bananas and raisins. No eggs, no milk, no fats. This made breakfast a sugar meal perfect for seniors to crash midday, with shaky legs, poor balance, and cramps. After weeks of research, I focused on foods that prevent leg cramps in seniors' ones, that stabilize electrolytes, boost blood flow, and calm muscle nerves. Avocado, not just potassium, but magnesium and healthy fats for steady absorption. Half an avocado in the morning can noticeably soothe muscle nerves. Tart cherries, packed with anthocyanins, to reduce inflammation, relax muscles, and improve deep sleep, crucial for nighttime muscle recovery. Sweet potato, natural potassium source, but lower in sugar than bananas. Paired with protein, like eggs or beans, it's a perfectly balanced breakfast. Pure coconut water, more electrolytes than plain water. Choose unsweetened, no additives. Drink after exercise or in heat to naturally stabilize electrolytes. Wild salmon. Few think of protein for cramps, but low protein slows muscle repair. Salmon also brings vitamin D and omega-3s, improving lower limb circulation. I tested each food, tracked effects, compared, and then saw a glimmer of hope. Grandpa Harold wasn't convinced yet, but I knew if combined right, these foods that prevent leg cramps in seniors weren't just science, they'd be his lifeline. Are you eating the right foods? Do you think bananas, grapes, orange juice are always good friends? You might be wrong. The next part will make you pause and rethink your entire diet. The first morning, I swapped his usual oatmeal and banana for mashed sweet potato, a boiled egg, and a few creamy avocado slices. Grandpa Harold eyed the plate with half doubt, half affection for his grandkid trying something odd. No sweetness, he asked. I handed him chilled, unsweetened coconut water, a natural electrolyte source recommended by Mayo Clinic doctors. He sipped, grimaced, tastes like rice water. We laughed, and I thought, just a few more days, he'll feel the difference. But no. After a week, cramps still hit. Pain woke him at midnight, sitting clenching his leg lips pressed tight. I saw disappointment he couldn't hide and felt it in myself. I ate like you said, but it's no different, he said quietly, washing dishes after the 8th breakfast. I doubted myself. Was I wrong? Were these foods that prevent leg cramps in seniors just paper theories? Once I overheard him whisper to a friend on the phone, "Yeah, I guess I just have to accept it. At this age, no more hoping." I nearly gave up. Like I'd promised something big but couldn't deliver. Grandpa Harold, who always trusted me, was now doubting my efforts. Not because he didn't want to improve, but because he'd hoped too many times and been let down. Then I recalled a small Cleveland Clinic study improving muscle and nerve health in those over 70 takes 2 to 6 weeks to show clear results even with the right foods. A senior's body doesn't respond fast like a young one's. Every improvement is a quiet process, and more importantly, how you eat matters as much as what. I realized he was eating quickly, drinking cold coconut water right after waking, and often skipping light movement after breakfast. It wasn't just about the right foods that prevent leg cramps in seniors. It needed the right lifestyle habits and mindset. I adjusted everything. Start the day with 5 minutes of light stretches before breakfast. Eat slowly. Chew thoroughly for better nutrient absorption. Drink warm water before coconut water to avoid digestive upset from cold. And most importantly, don't expect miracles after 3 healthy meals. I know you're disappointed, I said. But the magic in an aging body isn't quick change. It's slow, steady recovery. He didn't reply. But the next morning, I saw him pull avocado from the fridge himself. For the first time, he asked, "What's good for my legs today, Doc?" A small sign. But to me, a massive turning point. And then, the most unexpected moment happened on day 19. It was day 19 of Grandpa's Eat to Heal Legs journey, a quiet morning like any other. I woke at 6 a.m., tiptoed past his room as usual. No light, no rustling, no heavy breathing from pain. I opened his door. Gently. His bed was empty. My heart sank. Where'd he go? I hurried downstairs, then froze. He was in the yard, barefoot, on the grass, back bent, tending an old lavender bush. Early sunlight glinted off his silver hair and worn red flannel shirt. He didn't know I was watching, but what choked me up wasn't that image. It was what sat beside his wooden chair, a small plate with roasted sweet potato slices, half a mashed avocado, a peeled boiled egg, and a glass of warm water next to a small bottle of unsweetened tart cherry juice, the stuff he once called watered-down syrup. I stepped closer. He looked up, said nothing, but I saw it in his eyes, a quiet relief, like someone realizing the 2-year nightmare didn't come last night. "Kid," he hesitated. "Last night, nothing happened. No cramps. No midnight pain. No waking with silent groans." I choked up. No more analysis needed. He felt it. For the first time in nearly 2 years, he woke up, and his legs didn't betray him. Even stranger that day, he walked more than usual. No shaky legs. Up and down the porch steps without my help. That evening, when I went to remind him to drink tart cherry juice before bed, he grinned. "Already got it, Doc." From then on, everything changed. Not just the food, the belief. He started trusting that after 70, his body could still heal. If he understood right, did right, stayed patient. In the notebook he kept for jotting ideas, I found a new page. Day 19. First time in 2 years, no cramps. Remember avocado, sweet potato, egg, warm water, tart cherry. Thanks to my kid, I tucked that paper in my wallet. A reminder no one's too old to feel a pain-free morning again. Foods that prevent leg cramps in seniors, not just knowledge, but hope. Have you ever thought you couldn't recover? Maybe one morning will change it all. I still remember that morning when Grandpa Harold made his own breakfast. He said, "Got time to take me to the bookstore?" I was surprised. It had been over a year since he'd gone to the old downtown bookstore. Before a few minutes' walk would make his legs ache, forcing him to lean on walls. But this morning, he stood tall, shirt buttoned neatly, hair combed smooth. He wanted to read. He wanted to live like before, not just survive, but enjoy. That short trip felt like a miracle. We walked the cobblestone path he didn't need. My arm didn't stop midway from leg cramps. Each step proved that foods that prevent leg cramps in seniors, though simple, gave him what pills, massagers, or costly therapies never did. Belief he still controlled his body. His recovery wasn't a sudden miracle, but a chain of patient days, eating right, sleeping, right breathing, with new hope. Weeks later, he wrote his first email in years to his old retiree friends, sharing his journey. One line stuck with me. I thought I was lucky to have a grandkid who knows nutrition. But now, I know what I really needed: belief, that at this age, I could still change if I knew where to start. He started sharing again, not as medical advice, but small stories. How tart cherries in the afternoon helped him sleep deeper. How swapping eggs for salmon kept his legs pain-free. He began trusting his body again. Trusting each morning without dreading sudden cramps. It spread. A friend, Richard, 75, on crutches for nearly 3 years, called him saying, "I heard your story, and if you did it, I want to try." Recovery isn't just health. It's reconnection, hope, and faith in yourself. If you're reading this, maybe you or a loved one have woken in pain, anxiety, or despair from leg cramps. I just want to say, Grandpa was there too. And he came back thanks to foods that prevent leg cramps in seniors. If you've woken at night feeling your calf squeezed tight, or sat on the bed's edge each morning with legs that won't listen, you know leg cramps aren't just symptoms. They're a quiet fear many seniors silently endure. My grandpa once thought it was his fate. But now, each morning, he prepares a simple, powerful meal with foods that prevent leg cramps in seniors, like avocado tart, cherry sweet potato boiled eggs. No pills, no machines. Just patience and belief. You can start tomorrow morning. Swap one thing. Try a slice of avocado instead of an overripe banana. Warm water with tart cherry instead of boxed orange juice. A roasted sweet potato instead of sugary cereal. No one's too old to change. No one's too late to recover. When was the last time you slept through the night without leg pain? Are you stuck on supplements, massages, overlooking the answer on your plate? If this story resonates, share it with someone you love. Don't keep a simple, powerful solution to yourself. And if you want to keep exploring 3 foods you think are healthy, but secretly weaken legs, after 60, the next video will surprise you. The food you eat every night might be the hidden culprit. Thank you for hearing Grandpa Harold's story and mine. See you in the next journey to live healthier, happier, freer, no matter your age.